Welcome to the show. We're so glad that you are here. Hello, how are you? I hope you're having a fantabulous day. I mean, every time I wake up and can get up, I'm excited. It's an exciting day. But when I have a guest here that, just comes with so much spirit, so much joy, I get really excited because I want to bring her on so that you can experience what I've experienced. Her name is Julie Saillant, and Julie is a certified life optimization coach and a equine communicator. That means she talks to horses and she understands horses. And better yet, if you have a passion for horses, she can help you understand them more. And that we're going to be talking about what she does and how she can help you. And you're going to love her. Let me just show you this picture before I bring her on. And when I seen it, I said, this is a cover shot. And we got a magazine coming up. So don't be surprised if you see that shot. I mean, is that awesome or what? What you got to say about that? Wee. Absolutely. Me too. And yeah, man, that is a beautiful horse. His name is Zeus, and she'll tell you more about him. Is it hard keeping up with Zeus, and how does she communicate with him? But that is an absolutely gorgeous horse. So without further ado, I am here to bring on our cover girl, Julie Saillant. Hey, Julie, how are you, my friend? I'm going to bring you front and center. Say hi to the people, Julie.
Hey, Raven, how are you? Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here today.
Well, we are super thrilled to have you and to hear all about what you do. Now, let me see. Were you born in the stables or what? Inquiring Minds wants to know. Did you come out the crib, say, I want a horsey, I want a horsey. What?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I did. No one else.
Tell us more about that.
Nobody else in my family rides except for me, but my father always taught me about horses and about how animals can talk to us. And my grandmother had this gift, and then I found out that I had the gift as well. So it's something that I've had since I was 5 years old, and it's a pretty amazing gift to have. It's awesome.
It is. Okay, so how long have you had Zeus? Let's bring his picture back up here. How long have you had him?
So I have had Zeus for 9 years. He was a rescue from Tennessee. I got him when he was only 3 years old. And he is a Tennessee walker. He is a very smart individual. And when I say smart, I mean smart like a 9-year-old child. He can open doors. He can take zippers. He takes the zipper on my coats and he, gets them up and down. And he's just a funny horse. He's a smart, funny horse.
Wow. Now that's amazing. Nobody would ever think that a horse could do all that stuff. I mean, I remember Mr. Ed, a horse is a horse, of course. Remember?
I do remember that.
Huh?
I do remember that.
Oh, no, you're too young for that. Do you really remember that? Are you serious?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the horse everybody loved, that was a horse that could talk to us, say, get me some food or all kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing that you do that. So, you got this program and, you're a certified life coach and you help people do what?
So I help people become more mindful so that they can get peak performance either with their horse or out in their life. And being mindful is something that anyone can do. I can teach you how to do it, but it's something that's really simple, but it's kind of like a muscle and you need to practice consistently to get the best results.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be a person that loves horses.
No, anybody can practice mindfulness. It can be for your personal family life. It can be for your sport life, your hobbies. Maybe you're a rower or a runner, but mindfulness can help anybody, no matter what they're doing.
I love that. Okay. So, I'm going to come back on screen because I got to ask you this. I can't get enough of Zeus. I mean, we are so excited. There go my pig again. We love too. Yes, yes, yes.
I love it.
Absolutely. There she is, Julie Saillant. I'm going to join her on screen. Okay, so Julie, this is really interesting about the mindset, because I'm a big believer that you have to make the mindset shift to succeed. Yes. And get us past where we're stuck at now.
Yes.
But I got to ask you, okay, you love horses, you're a horse communicator, and you're doing all the stuff that you do. What led you to look at mindset for peak performance? I'm just curious.
Well, I'll tell you, I spent a lot of my life trying to be someone that I wasn't. So I'm a big people pleaser and a perfectionist. And I was told that because I'm empathic and intuitive, that because I felt too much, people told me to kind of, cut it out, stop doing that, be normal. So I was in the corporate 9 to 5 for a lot of my life, trying to fit in, knowing that every day I was dying a little bit. And I really didn't, I knew I wasn't losing my gifts. I knew I wasn't happy, even though on the outside I had a great job. I worked for a senior vice president of a huge insurance company, a big job, and I was miserable. And I really, the talking with the animals, and especially the horses, never went away. And I knew it was time for me to come out of the shadows and be who I really am authentically. And I want to help other people not go through and make the mistakes that I went through, which is really just not being who you really are and standing in your power, because we all have gifts and the world needs your gifts. And being mindful is the key to you getting your gifts and having that peak performance. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay, so give us some great tips to get us going on the peak performance.
So the first thing you can do in terms of mindfulness is deep breathing. And let me just say this, mindfulness, a lot of people think that's a lot of woo-woo and a lot of, pie in the sky stuff, Raven. It's really been backed by science right now. It helps with chronic stress, chronic fatigue syndrome. It helps with sleeplessness if you have a sleeping disorder and you can't sleep at night. So there's been a lot of science around it in the last year or two that have really backed it up as to being something that can really help folks to get that peak performance. And one of the first steps you can do is deep breathing, because the whole art of mindfulness is that you are not here with me now. You may be back in yesterday thinking about what you did yesterday, or maybe you're thinking about what you have to do tomorrow. So to be here with me 100% present right now, that's what mindfulness is. We need to take a few deep breaths. And when you take a deep breath, you actually will physically slow down enough so that your mind can slow down. So that's probably the first tip that I have, is to take a couple of deep breaths. Because when you do that, your body has no choice but to slow down. So that's the first step. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Okay. So, here's the thing, though, that I know for sure. Most people are probably saying it's a little bit easier to say it than to do it, what you're talking about. There's a lot of people that really find to get to peak performance, it's a struggle for them. They feel uncertain. They feel like, I can't do this. Their self-esteem is beating them up. And I hear many of my clients, I bet you do too, say all the time, but you make it sound so easy, and real life is not like that. There's loss in the family, there's unexpected calls and stuff. What do you tell your clients, Julie, to help them, push forward during those uncertain times and especially during those dark times of their life?
Yeah. And we've all had those, right, Raven? We've all had those really dark times where we've maybe lost.
Happens.
Yeah.
We're going to continue having them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And life's not easy. It's not every day rainbows and sunshine. We lose loved ones. It can be difficult. I can give you a set of tools, but the most important thing you need to do is, if you have some affirmations in your toolbox, and I know this seems very easy, but they're really powerful. And I'll give you an example. I used to be the kind of person that every day I'd wake up and say, okay, I didn't get enough sleep last night. This is not going to be a good day. Oh, I look terrible today. I can't do this. I hate my job. All these negative things were running like a ticker tape in my mind before I even took my shower. So by the time I got to work, I was not in a good mental state. The best thing now I do is I say, you know what, today, Raven, today's going to be an awesome day. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it to happen. I don't know what's going to show up, but I know it's going to be great. And, you know, you'll still hear that little voice in your head going, well, you know, is this for real? Is this seriously going to help me? But if you keep saying it every day for at least a few minutes, it does change your energy. So you got to have some tools in your toolbox, and affirmations is a really great place to start. But it can't be an affirmation that's pie in the sky. It has to be real for you, that you'll really believe. Like, you know, if you're getting up and Raven's going to say to herself, you know what, I know I might have a few things on my plate today. I'm going to be busy, but I know I'm going to approach this with my very best performance. I know it's going to come through for me. I know I have the skills to do this. And if you say it a few times, you will change your state, because what we're trying to do is to get you to change your state, because that is where peak performance comes through. You have to be in the right mindset, like you said in the beginning, Raven.
Yeah, got to have that mindset to succeed. And I want to keep it even more realer, though, to be honest, Julie, because it actually takes a little bit more than that as well. It takes for certain that we've got to be in action mode, right? Take action mode. We got to be willing to implement. We got to hold ourselves accountable. And we got to have a mentor like you. So tell us more about how you can help people that are struggling with everyday life, that are just, maybe they're struggling with just clarity of what their best next move is.
Yeah. So that's a lot what I help with, Raven. I'm glad that you asked that question, because what I help you do is really get clear on what your gifts are and where you want to go. And then together we create a roadmap so that you can get there. And then I'm the person that's going to hold you accountable, because there's two things you need to do. You need the accountability, like you just said, but you also need to take a lot of massive action. And the key is consistently. It can't be just one time. It has to be almost as much as possible, and it has to scare you. It has to be something big. It can't be something that you've done before. It has to be really getting out of your box. Maybe you're going to get on camera and you don't feel comfortable. Maybe you're going to go talk to some people and you don't feel comfortable. That's all how you grow, though. If you do it enough, you change that success waterline and you make it your own. So I really help them be confident, be clear on their goals, and have a plan, and then make them, they're accountable to both of us. And I'm going to hold your feet to the fire and say, okay, Raven, this is what you said you want to do. Well, tell me how you did. Did you do it? And what can we fix? What can we tweak to make it better for you? You have to have a plan, and you have to make it happen.
But what if I don't have a lot of time? You know, I got kids. You know how it is. I got kids, got things going on. You know, I'm going here and there. I'm still working a freaking corporate job. Let's say that's the situation. What then do?
Yep. Then you need to take it one step at a time, and we need to figure out your number one goal. And the number one goal and the way to get you there. If you don't have a lot of time, you can take mindfulness and do it anywhere if that's what you really want to do. You can do that in your car. I mean, basically, you just look inward and you think of your heart as a flower, and you think of your heart as a flower opening up. And you're going to look inward, and that's where all that good information and those tools are going to come from. But together, if you've got a lot going on, you're working, you've got a family life, you got kids, you're trying to work out, you got an endless to-do list, it's going to be hard. We need to just figure out one thing, just one goal, one step at a time that can get you where you want to go. And I
love that you keep saying one step at a time. And let me tell you why. Because years ago, they were telling us, okay, let me clarify what mentors and masters and everybody in the news that's talking about businesses and how to ignite your business was saying, you got to multitask. Remember that, Julie?
Yes.
You got to multitask. And we all became such good students about multitasking. Now we're finding out, no, stop the madness. You can't multitask. It'll have you all over the place. What do you got to say about that, Julie?
Multitasking is for the birds. I'm telling you, we got to go back to old school. Let's go back old school. One thing at a time. That's all your brain can. That's all your brain can handle. One thing at a time. Because you know why? You can do a few things at a time, but you're not going to do them well. So let's say you're at that job and your goal is to get out of that job. You need a plan and you need to get there, but you need to take the consistent action, but do one thing at a time. And that's where mindfulness and being present is so key to peak performance. So what you just said, absolutely true. Don't multitask, do one thing at a time, because you know why? You're doing it with your full intention, your full power. I mean, you want to give everything you have, and your intentions and power are so important into what you put into whatever you're doing. I mean, the universe will mirror your energy, right? So if you're in that great mindset that you talked about, Raven, and you're putting yourself in a good place, and then you go out and take that massive action, just that one step, that one step will be more powerful than you trying to kind of half do it, you know, kind of, sort of, maybe I'm kind of doing it, but I'm still thinking about this other stuff I have to do. You got to be able to just focus on one thing at a time, even if it's the we.
The we. Yeah,
one
absolutely.
thing at a time, one step at a time builds the empire. One step.
Okay, so, you know, being able to get our mindset straight on that, and you know, get rid of, as Zig Ziglar used to say, the stinking thinking, and really have that mindfulness for peak performance. Well, we got to get rid of the stinking thinking. We got to push all the bad stuff back. We got to drop that baggage, ladies. Whether it's business or life, drop the baggage, because so many people, so many of you, I know, because I was there, are stuck with all the, well, this happened and that happened. You know, I tried having a business partner, or I tried having a virtual assistant. I tried having a team, and it did this and did that. Let that stuff go, because that's, you know, is keeping you stuck. Can you kind of share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I tried a lot of things. Like I said, I tried to fit in at a couple different places, right? So we've all tried things that have failed, but if you stay in that mindset, you're still back there, you're still stuck. You need to push forward, and you need to visualize what you really want. You take that one goal, and then you start visualizing how you want that to be, what you want your life to look like. And you really got to put that energy into it and take that consistent action. But being stuck back there is a choice. And I made that choice for a lot of years. So I'll just tell on myself, I made that mistake a long time. But you don't have to do that. You can make a lot of mistakes, but the next time, it's going to be the time it's going to work for you. You can't give up. Life's too short. You got to keep trying. You got to keep trying.
Absolutely. You never know when it's your time. You got to stay in the battle, stay in the fight, get off the bench, sidelines, and get in the game if you want to win it. And that is for sure. So you mentioned earlier that, you know, being able to have that peak performance, you can get it in life, you can get it in your business. Now, are there different rules or different essential tips and keys for both in order to reach the performance, or do that? Because what I found in the past, many of the things that I learned in business apply to life. That's just like those of us that, you know, read the Bible. Many of those principles are principles for life and principles for business. So
absolutely. Yep. And absolutely, I'm in the same boat as you are. So everything that you learn, it's virtually the same. It crosses over. That's the easy answer. Yes. So once you learn mindfulness, even if you just said, Raven, I want to learn it for myself personally, it's going to translate to your business, and it's going to translate to any hobbies that you have. It's going to translate to your spouse or your loved one, because when you're looking at them and you're not multitasking, you're not sitting there on your phone while they're right next to you, and you put the phone down, you look at them and you really understand and listen to them, that makes a big difference. That's what mindfulness is. So that translates to all areas of your life. So once you learn it, it's a tool set that you have forever. You keep working on it and tweaking it, but it goes in every area of your life and just makes you a better person, a better human.
What's your best tip? Your number one tip you want to share?
Number one tip is to put everything down. Your phone, your iPad, everything you have electronically, and concentrate on who is in front of you, whether it's at work, whether it's at home. Just, you got to give that person the time that they need and just focus. And when you're present, you will get everything you need out of that conversation. And you're also giving them the gift of you being with them 100%. That's my tip. Just put the electronic stuff down and don't multitask.
Really, do not multitask.
Do not.
Is there a way that we can get things done faster rather than slower? And what do we do to bring our energy up? The vibration and stuff like that up. Keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Or
so
momentum if there's none. How about that?
Yeah. So I help my clients work on that a lot. A lot of times they have no momentum. So just getting from stuck to unstuck is momentum. That's the first step in the right direction. And then from there, we need to give you some more tools. You need to make sure that your energy is high. Everything that you radiate out to the world, and this is not woo either, this is science backed, it responds to you, right? So everything in your electromagnetic field, how you feel comes back to you. So you've got to get that high. I teach a couple of different ways real easily to do that, but you need to clear, I just look at it this way. Let's just think about some light coming down from heaven. And I just imagine it all the way from the top of my head, all the way down to my feet. And you think about that white or pink light, whatever that beautiful color is for you. Think about that for just a few seconds. That completely changes my whole aura right there. And that's just a simple tip that you can do anytime, no matter where you are. That's what I think of.
That.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So Inquiring Minds wants to hear all about the horse communication. Can we break into that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to show, oh shoot, what's his name? Was it Zeus?
Zeus, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to show Zeus again. And just tell us about that part of your life.
So it started when I was walking past a stall and I heard a horse speak to me. The horse was actually had a very cruel owner, and he had run the horse through barbed wire, and she was bleeding around her ankles. We call them hocks, but around her ankles. And he left her bleeding and sweating and wet in her stall and went home. He didn't care about her. And I walked up to her stall and she said, "Please help me." And she said, "What did I do wrong?" And I ran and got help. I was only 15 years old, but I didn't really realize that she'd spoken to me. Now, when I walk by stalls, they all talk to me, and they all have their own personalities. They're just like people. They have their own personalities, and some don't want to talk. Some are very chatty. It just depends. But they all speak to me, and they speak in full sentences. And you cannot change any of the words, or they get really mad at me. So it has to be, it's full sentences, but they'll ask questions like, or tell me something like, my feet really hurt. I don't think I can jump anymore. Can you please tell my human that we need to do something different? I'm having a little bit of a hard time here. I need some support. Or they'll crack a joke. I mean, they are the smartest healing animals that I've ever encountered. And I love all animals, but horses are, they have a way of teaching people to be present, because your energy, if it's positive, they'll want to walk towards you. If it's negative, they'll back away from you and look at you like, something's going on with this one. I'm not sure what, but let's think about this for a minute. So they are very smart creatures, super smart.
Awesome. You know what? I often hear people say the same thing about dogs. And
yes.
I haven't really heard anyone actually say it about cats, but I think cats are very smart too. So is this communication thing, is it like pets in general?
It's dogs. Yeah, it's dogs, cats, horses. I think I talked to a goat once or twice. But that's usually what I come across. I have a dog, I have 2 cats, so I'm talking to them all the time. Cats are different. Cats are more, they might give you a word. They're, as you know, they're very, they can be antisocial when they want to be. Yeah, they're different. They pick all animals usually pick one person that's their person, right? No matter what, like you're my person, no matter what. You have that bond with that animal. And once you have it and it's created, it's almost unbreakable. They like other people and they'll tolerate them, but cats are finicky. Dogs are more, they like everybody. They want to be with everybody. They speak in full sentences as well. But horses are different because horses mimic your energy. So if you were to come into the barn, Raven, and you sat in front of Zeus, however your energy is how he's going to act. He's going to mimic it right back to you. So that's why they're amazing mirrors to people. And they help people with confidence and anxiety and stuff like that.
I believe that. My son Blair, he just they just lost their dog, Drew, and the dog and cat were close. And so he sent me a picture, Julie, of the cat staring at the dog's picture, and it was so heartwarming. I mean, it was just in the back of the cat, and he was staring at the picture of the dog, and he was just for a long time, so
they know it's their buddy. They know when they know when they're gone. I'm sure you've seen dogs stand on people's graves after they've passed. So they know. It's just a matter of, and they'll meet you after that, they'll meet you in heaven, on Rainbow Ridge, they call it, but they know, they're fully aware. They're very smart, way smarter than people really understand that they are. But the fun thing is that they can talk to me. So I'm that bridge person. I can give the information back to the humans and let them do with it as they may. Hopefully they listen to the animals because they just want to be loved and heard. That's all they really want.
And that takes us back to us.
Yes.
Right? Us humans want to be loved. We want to be heard. We want to know that people, that our message means something too. Maybe you're not just 100% for it, but hear us out. Everybody wants to be heard out. Everybody needs that certain amount of attention, attention rather. And I believe, Julie, that it helps us when we're loved, when we feel heard, when we feel acknowledged and not dismissed. I believe that helps us in our mindfulness to peak performance. It's about, we want to feel like, okay, I'm not just doing this because I want to do it. People get me.
Right.
This is something of value. I'm bringing something to the world table. I'm bringing something to the business table. I'm bringing something to the relationship table. Can you elaborate on your thoughts on that?
I completely agree with you. I believe that everyone has a gift or a few gifts. I believe that everyone has a dream in their heart that was placed there, and it's their job to make that task complete. Only you can make that task complete to your best ability. And I believe that everyone has a gift, and there are people out there right now waiting for the person in the cubicle that's frustrated and not using their gifts to get out and say, I need that. I need what you have. I truly believe that. Not everybody is for everybody, right? You're not here to help everybody. The people that are your tribe will find you and listen to you, and they'll get you. Yeah. But I believe we all have a gift, Raven, all of us, every one of us.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that you said that, because so many times we feel like everybody's got to like us. Everybody's got to love us. Everybody got to want what we have. But you're right. We all have our special gifts here.
Yes.
And I always say, don't waste your space or your gift that you have, because you got the peeps that are looking for you. They just don't know where to find you. Where is she? Where is she? Right. And that's what's so good about technology, because now we don't have an excuse, Julie. We got Twitter. Just ask the president. He tweets all the time. We got Facebook. We got Instagram. There's so many different ways that we can get out there, be acknowledged, be heard, and become influencers rather, in our special niche. But we got to get out there. Going back to what you said earlier, we got to do the work. We got to want to, and, we got to get clarity of what our space is.
Yes.
And help them with that. So that's how we can get in contact with you. You guys see the website on the screen. I'll put it back on there. And what happens once they get in contact with you? Before we leave, do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
No, sure. So they can get in contact with me at the website, motivation-addict.com. And then there's a place where they can either email me or they can call me directly. And then I have a bunch of different types of coaching packages, that one for 1 month and then some for 6 months or 12 months. So I've got lots of different ways to help people, as well as we'll be doing some retreats with horses this year. So I'm looking to do something in your area, maybe later on this year, Raven. So maybe we should hook up for that with horses.
We will. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That'll
I love
awesome.
to help people. Yep.
All right, guys, there you have it. Julie Saillant, a certified life optimization coach and equine communicator. get in contact with her and find out more about her, it's simply go to her website, and there it is on the screen there, motivationaddict.com. Or give her a call. Give them the phone number one more time.
860-806-4056.
There you go. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Raven.
You're welcome. And before we go, guys, I just want to say that, Julie and I have been talking about mindfulness for peak performance today. And I just want you to remember everything that she said. In fact, go back and listen to this interview and soak in her every word, because I know there's a lot of life happenings going on. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know that every now and then your self-esteem and all the things that you want in life, it starts bothering you because you start thinking, can I do this? I get your emails all the time. I definitely understand it. But I'm here to tell you that even though things may be uncertain, even though times may seem dark, you can do it. But you can't do it by yourself. And that's why we bring these mentors and masters here, like Julie, so that they can help you. So there, her name is on the screen. Okay, you've been listening to Raven, the Talk Show Maven on the Raven International TV Network and Amazing Women of Power Podcast Network. And our guest was Julie Saillant. So check her out, motivation-addict.com. We'll see you soon.